Richard Sherman mentioned Cowboys owner Jerry Jones while discussing the social protest. Sherman said, quote, Jerry Jones especially has no problem speaking up any other time about anything else. But when it's such a serious issue and he could really make a huge impact on it with a few words, his silence speaks volumes. Shannon, does he have a point?
Yeah, I've been saying this.
You have.
As the most powerful, the most vocal NFL owner.
Yep.
Now, when the protests originally started, Skip, the owners was like, I wish our players wouldn't do that, but I will respect their right. That's not what Jerry Jones said. Jerry Jones threatened his players. You will not be suiting up for the Dallas Cowboys if you do this. That's what he said. Now, he's gone radio silent. He's quieter than a church mouse during the pandemic. There were no churches going on, so there was no food, so rats were real quiet. Ooh. Yeah! Now Jerry can't say a word. You saw he released that old little ticky-tack statement. No, Jerry, we do not want a statement from you because when you threaten your players, it was not through a statement. Yep. You walked before those cameras. Skip Harris, the man that after every game, he's talking. He got a radio show. He got a TV show. He talking. Now, all of a sudden, Jerry Jones is a loss for words. I keep it all, but he loves his black players. Jerry Jones loved black players that can help him win football games. Michael Irvin can help him win football games. Zeke Elliott can help him win football games. Dez Bryant. We're asking you, Jerry Jones, for your voice and your support to help black men and women that can't do a damn thing for you. That's what we're asking. And what has Jerry said? What has Jerry done? Because we know how he feels. He can set up all the shell corporations he wants. But we know you gave a ton of money to President Trump for his inauguration. We know you gave a lot of money for his reelection. You're not the only one. You're not.
We know President Trump called Jerry Jones.
Called him. Why he called him? Huh? Because he knows Jerry, the flag in the country. No, Jerry. So now everybody knows now it was never about the flag in the country. So you can't hide behind that anymore. Jerry, you gotten too big for that shadow. That shadow doesn't fit you. So we see you now. It's not about the flag. It's not about the military. It's not about the vet. It's about what transpired on May 25th of 2020 at about 8:15 p.m. in Minnesota. And Trayvon Martin, and Alton Sterling, and Walter Scott. Yes, that's what it's about, Jerry. Remember, we said, Skip, it's going to take powerful, influential white men, Jerry Jones happens to be, to say, no, this is not right. This is wrong. We need wholesale. Unless he don't see it, unless he don't think anything is wrong with the system. So what you saying, Jerry?
Interesting. So speaking of Robert Kraft, he has acknowledged publicly he is one of Donald Trump's closest friends. We also have not heard from Robert Kraft.
Nope.
But the point is, we rarely hear from Robert Kraft on anything.
Right.
We hear from Jerry Jones every day, 5 times a day, right? On everything else besides
But
this.
he is on the board with Jay-Z and Meek Mill about social justice reform.
All right.
He will. He does. He ride for his guy Meek. He ride for Jay-Z.
He did.
Jerry Jones.
So here's my 2 cents on Jerry Jones. Spent hundreds of hours around him for 3 books I wrote on the Dallas Cowboys. And if you think I'm a hard-headed Mr. Sharpe, this is as stubbornly proud a human being as I have ever encountered. I remind everybody that Jerry Jones, after Jimmy Johnson won him back-to-back Super Bowls, got sick and tired of getting shamed and ridiculed by Jimmy in front of front office staffers and assistant coaches. And at the league owners meeting following the second Super Bowl, he said, you know what? I've had enough. You're out. Barry Switzer, you're in. Come on down.
Right.
What? You fired a coach who just won back-to-back Super Bowls over personal differences? Yep. What are you going to do about it? That's Jerry Jones, okay? So that's the guy you're dealing with right now. I don't know what's in his heart. I don't know what's in his mind right now. I will say this. I told you the other day, Not once did I ever hear any player, any black player, anybody around Jerry accuse him of being racist.
Right.
Not one time in all those hours I spent around him, many just off the cuff talking, did one phrase come out of his mouth that made me sit back and think, ooh, that sounded a little racist. Not one time. So I'm not going there, but I am saying for some reason he is dug in on this one like, I'll be damned if I'm going to do what you say I should do. The world right now just needs people in power to acknowledge, just recognize us, recognize the issue at hand, at least say, I got it, I see it.
But that means I might have to concede some of that power.
You might, yep.
I mean, I kind of like the position I'm in. Why would I want to give up any of that? Why would I want to be not in the majority? That's the benefit, Skip. And that's the thing that we want Jerry to understand. Jerry, you have to understand, Jerry. How about this? Your voice, your influence, your connects could go a long way because you carry a lot of weight, Jerry. But the people we're asking you to stand up for, they can't help you win a game. They can't they can't do anything for you, Jerry, but come cheer for your team. That's all they can do for you, Jerry. They can't win your game. They can't speak good on your behalf. That's not what they can do. They're not going to, guess what, Skip? They're not going to have you do their Hall of Fame presenter. You're not going to be their Hall of Fame presenter like you was Michael. And like you was all the other Cowboys, even Jerry, even Gil Brandt. You're not going to do that, Jerry.
So, as you know, occasionally front office staffers and the PR department cringes over things Jerry says publicly because he is loose-lipped. He is shoot from the lip. So if Jerry this afternoon said, I'm going to do a media session about all of the above, I'm going to speak my heart and my mind, and I'm going to take your questions, it's possible the PR staff of the Dallas Cowboys is like, I don't know if he can handle this without stepping in it the way Drew Brees stepped in it, right?
Yep.
So there may be some internal concern about we can't let him do this, because he'll make it worse potentially than it is right now. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I mean, and we see a lot of people getting in hot water, saying things that would have been acceptable, 5-6 years ago, even a year ago, even 6 months ago.
Maybe 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
But it won't get a pass in today's.
No.
But Skip, the thing is, they say you can tell a lot about a man by how he treats the people that can do absolutely nothing for him. Now, the people that we need Jerry's voice for, what can they do for Jerry, Skip?
Yep.
What? Nothing. But he would, Skip, it would have been one thing.
I know what they can do to him.
Yeah.
They could hurt his bottom line.
Yeah.
That's all he really cares about.
And Skip, that's why I thought he would have spoken up by now, because now it's the end thing. You don't have to worry about, but, Jerry still got his fam, they were listening for the ear of the guy they got the big bullhorn, the megaphone that's in 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Well, it ain't 1600, Black Lives Matter Avenue now. Hey, Jay, we changed the name. We changed the name. I think, yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, that way we live at, right? Black Lives Matter Avenue. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So, Skip, if he hadn't been so outspoken on the other side that, oh, no, you will not play for the Dallas Cowboys if you don't respect the flag and respect the country. If he hadn't been so vocal that way, Skip, I don't think anybody, because, and see, this is the difference between he and Drew. We expect Jerry to be just what Jerry's doing. That's what we expect. That's why he hadn't getting a whole lot of criticism from people other than myself, Richard Sherman, and Dez Bryant called him out.
He did?
And why Drew Brees got so much criticism, Skip, because you didn't expect that from Drew, given what he's done in the community. There is a difference. Same, two white men, powerful, influential voices, but one you expected to do what he's doing, and the other guy that you didn't.
Okay, so I've always said Jerry does look like a cracker, and he does sound like a cracker. Sometimes he does things that are not cracker things where you say, oh, well, he's got a bigger picture in him. He's a smart man.
No, he's a money man.
Yeah, he is a money man. And he really knows how nobody can make money better than this
he
guy
print
can
money
make
now.
money. But at some point, he needs to say something. And I hate to say this, but the written, I don't like the written. I like the spoken.
Yes.
Because That's what he does.
Yes.
He speaks, and he speaks, and he speaks.
Because when he threatened the player, Skip, it wasn't no statement.
Nope.
He spoke that,
Yeah.
and he was defiant with it, too.
And I got it, but I want to be fair to him. There was that one moment, and it was a moment, you could say it was a fleeting moment, but it was at that Monday night game at Arizona when he went to the locker room maybe half hour before kickoff and said, I've got the solution, because they were going back and forth about, we're going to kneel, we're going to stand, what are we going to do? Jason Witten, obviously super patriot, he says, I can't kneel for the anthem. I got to go hand over heart and stand. Jerry said, how about we all go to center of field as a team? I'll bring my family down, and we'll all kneel, and I will kneel with you. And then we'll step back across the white line, and we will all stand arms locked during the anthem. And that's what they did on Monday Night Football. And I told you, Jarrett Bell, prominent African-American voice, USA Today's football columnist, wrote after the game, it really worked. You know, that he liked the way it came across. Jerry said some good things after the game about, I feel like the Colin Kaepernick message was getting lost in all the controversy about stand or not stand for the anthem. He did say some correct things.
But he was the one that was causing the message to get diluted.
I got it. But he tried that night, and it was fleeting. But I give him this much credit for that. It didn't last. It went on. He went back to his staunch stance about, no, we're going to stand.
Which let you know, but Skip, I look at this as like what we saw a week ago. That was a photo op. Maybe not to the extent of the guy holding up the Bible upside down.